Week 9 of the NFL season is upon us, and this Thursday night features a matchup between the Miami Dolphins and the Baltimore Ravens. It is time to spin to win over on FantasySpin. So to help me break down the Week 9 Thursday night football game, I brought in Nate Marcum. Make sure you follow him on X at Nate Marcum. And right after this, we'll be right back with everything you need to know so you can spin to win and experience the most exciting way to play daily fantasy sports, which is on FantasySpin. Like I mentioned, that is Nate Marcum. Find him over on X at Nate Marcum. Spell it out, or just see it right there beneath him right there. So you can check it out and give him a follow over on X. But Nate, fortunately, we do get Lamar Jackson back for this game, so we don't have to watch either or a Tyler Huntley and Tua Tagovailoa showdown. We finally get Lamar back. I'm really excited for the Ravens in this one. And honestly, I was teetering on this game being unwatchable until we got the Lamar news, but maybe there's some excitement with Lamar back in a matchup with two lackluster defenses.
Yeah, you hit the nail on the head. Two lackluster defenses, one ravaged by injury in Baltimore and the other one just ravaged by mediocrity in Miami. But that's always a recipe for a fun Thursday night game. Two offenses that hopefully can, take apart the opposing defenses, and two defenses that, what do they say, the immovable object versus the unstoppable force in this case. Time will tell.
That is exactly what they say. So we're going to give it a spin here. And we do get Lamar right there on the first spin. So, of course, the only real position that we're spinning for here is quarterback, because then the other 5 spots in our lineup are going to be flex spots, which does include kickers. So we could even get some kicker analysis here because it's Thursday night and that can always happen. So it is Lamar's first game here in a couple of weeks. He's obviously going to be projected for more than Tua. Is Lamar the quarterback that we have to lock in, even though it is his first game back from a hamstring injury?
I wouldn't feel terrible if we could guarantee that, 3 of the other 4 spots that we have listed on there right now included. And like I said, we will point out, like everybody, I assume, thinks, there's really only about 4 people in this on both sides of the ball. Obviously, Devon Achane, Derrick Henry, Jalen Waddle, Zay Flowers, and then Lamar would be the next one. And then the only other person I notice in the bottom right corner is Malik Washington.
Mm-hmm.
If you feel risky or frisky, I guess, you can gamble and try to go. I'm not 100% sold on having to lock in Lamar myself. Not that I think Tua is great, but I think Baltimore defense is so bad that you're going to get doable points. Do you feel otherwise?
I'm going to lock Lamar in on this one. I'm totally fine. The past couple Thursday night shows that we've done here, basically we tried to do, if the quarterback play was reasonable, right? We kind of do like a couple weeks ago when it was, what was that game? It was Flacco and whichever one that was. We did a Flacco lineup, and I think it was Cincinnati, Pittsburgh. We did a Rodgers lineup and we did a Flacco lineup. So in this case, we'll do a Lamar lineup. I really like locking in Malik Washington. You look at some of the numbers, and even since Tyreek Hill went out, yes, he's not a yards per route run monster. Yes, he's not a absolute target hog, but he's running a ton of routes. He's the receiver they're drawing up those design passes for. He's getting those cheap ones, and FantasySpin is a PPR format. So, hey, he's 7 for 40. He's 11 points.
Well, the one thing also is that he's in the top 15 in red zone targets. He's actually tied for 6th since Tyreek's been out. I think he's 6th in the NFL amongst wide receivers in red zone targets. So if you get the cheapie 7 for 40 and you can sprinkle in a decent odds for a touchdown, I'd have to say it's over, half a touchdown odd. I'm right there with you. I'm good with those 2 as well.
And the nice thing, too, it used to be 3 spins. Now we're at 5 spins for this one. So we're going to have plenty of spins here to hold out hope for the other guys. And, of course, you can unlock players. So if we end up getting – let's swing for the fences here. Maybe on this next spin we get Achane, Henry, and Flowers. We can unlock Malik Washington.
Right.
To lock those 3 guys in. We can do that. So we'll leave Lamar and Malik there on this spin. We'll give it another one. We do get Jalen Waddle. We're going to lock him in. It's just such a good matchup. And ever since the Tyreek Hill injury – any questions about Waddle's fantasy, honestly, potential stardom have been answered, because he's been phenomenal. I mean, look at the points in recent weeks. Obviously, the one Cleveland little clunker there at 2.5. But other than that, I mean, 15 plus points. He's getting the targets. We kind of subscribe, it sounds like, that Baltimore's probably going to be playing with a lead. So as long as Tua stays upright, that's going to be good for Waddle's volume. So I think Waddle's one of those, core 4, key 4 players that we need to fill out these flex spots.
Yeah, I'm 100%. And even that game against Cleveland that you noticed, which is a down game, it was torrential downpour. Sideways wind was nasty. No one was going to do well. I think it was Quinshon Judkins was the only viable starter. So in lockstep so far, we got 2 of my 5 guys that I would 100% want to go into a spin. So fingers crossed, Colby. Come on.
One more lock. Achane, Henry, and Flowers. That's what we're looking for. I don't hate Rashad Bateman, to be honest. I know the production has been kind of lackluster of late, but that's because it's been without Lamar. But with you, Miami, the secondary is not very worrisome, I would say. I believe Storm Duck is out for the season. I know the name's probably bigger than the play on the field, but awesome name, all-name team for 2025. But, I mean, here's the thing, Nate. When it comes down to this, like, Bateman's someone I think that we would get stuck with, not someone that we actively want to lock into the lineup.
100% correct. If he was the last spin and we got stuck, quote unquote, with Bateman, I would be thrilled over the players like, Kohler, Ollie Gordon. We don't need to fill the rest of the names that no one knows who they are.
Exactly. So Westbrook Akine is also getting a ton of routes. So he's kind of interesting. And then you do have Mark Andrews there. And you kind of mentioned earlier, the defenses are pretty bad. Neither is particularly horrible, though, against tight ends. But Lamar is what gives me hope for Mark Andrews in this game. It's going to be the best quarterback play he's had for a little bit. So we are down to our final spin. So after this, we're kind of spinning for those last 2 flex spots. Do we lock in Mark Andrews to kind of preserve at least a viable target in that spot and then hope for the best with the last 2? Or are we going for broke and just trying to get the big 3 that we're missing?
I would lock them in myself, just hope that 2 of the 2 remaining are 2 of the 4. We've said it ad nauseum. We want Achane, we want Henry, but I wouldn't be disappointed if it was Zay Flowers.
I'd be a little bit if we didn't get Derrick Henry, but that's
okay. Yes.
That is okay. And so, see, now I'm stoked to get Bateman.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool with it there, but otherwise not too interested in that one there. So let's spin again, Nate, and let's see. We got to get Achane or Henry because I want to mention something with Derrick Henry that I can't really bring up until we get him on a spin. But there we go. We do get Devon Achane there. So let me ask you this. Any concern? Achane's going to kind of be the one that I bring this up about. The past couple of weeks, the Baltimore defense has been bad, mainly because it's been ravaged by injury. In the beginning of the season, they still weren't doing great, and they were relatively healthy at that point. Now that Baltimore is a little bit healthier based on the practice reports that kind of you and I talked about before we started recording, is there any maybe worry that the first couple of weeks was just kind of a slow start for this Baltimore defense, and then injuries killed them? So maybe the numbers are more of a byproduct of the injuries per se than the actual talent that defense possesses.
Probably more so along the lines if the running back we were trying to focus on was an in between the tackles running back with very little pass catching prowess. I would be more concerned because a lot of their injuries were in the middle linebacker position. You do get Nate Wiggins healthy and the secondary getting better. Maybe I drop the Jalen Waddle, Malik Washington to a upside a little bit. Devon Achane, I don't think there's a matchup that I sincerely cringe at with Achane. He's just, especially like you said, PPR, there's few better running backs on that can deliver in all formats.
And he really can't get game scripted out because other than, I was just about to say, I mean, they're not blowing teams out, but obviously they just blew out Atlanta. Right. Achane can't get game scripted out. So let's do this. Let's make this our Tua lineup. So we'll lock in Tua. We'll go with Achane. Now, of course, this will be the one where we get all of the Baltimore guys, and all we get stuck with is Tua and Achane. But I really want to get Derrick frickin' Henry so I can say something. And look at that, 2 kickers. Either kicker worth a lock. Let's have a little kicker talk, Nate. It's Thursday Night Football. You got to talk kickers.
Yeah, I would like to not have to spend too much time trying to look up weather. Not that I totally care, but I hate to say it. We're almost in November, and in November comes, no nature November for me when it comes to the kickers. I don't want anybody outside, and I don't know what it's going to be like. So that tells me, not knowing, I would avoid. Honestly, Colby, if it was indoors, I could care less. I would still probably say no to the kickers, but
I'm so used to looking at like baseball weather, obviously for like betting on baseball and everything like that.
Mhm.
I just looked and went to rotogrinders.com for the like NFL DFS weather, just what I type and look in. And
Yeah.
I'm just so used to baseball. I just saw the arrow and I was like, Nate, the wind's blowing out.
Wind's blowing
Wind's
out.
blowing out. That's great
All
for the
right.
kickers. But you know
Yeah.
what? One kicker's going this way, other kicker's going
Exactly.
this way. So it's going, let me just let the people know out there. 9 miles an hour, west northwest.
Got it. Got it.
Do with that what you will. It's blowing out for one kicker. I'll leave it at that. What if I could interest you in this, Nate, that the Ravens are allowing the third most fantasy points per game to kickers, and the Dolphins are fifth.
Oh, I would say that's good knowledge to know for my when I'm filling somebody in a weekly league that I have, say, Elliot or one of the other guys on by. Great thing to plug in. What I don't know, and this might go way deeper in the conversation than we ever expected. Do you know northwest? Does that mean actually at either of these stadiums going along the grain? Or do we think that the field is actually compromised in an east-west location and now all it is crosswinds the entire time? That's a possibility. In that case, I guess we're both out on kickers.
Well, the little image has it going with the field.
Oh, so it gives you a field? Oh.
So it will be at the back of a kicker going one way and against a kicker going the other way.
That makes sense. I didn't know. I just thought it said, hey, it's going to blow northwest. Didn't know if the field orientation.
Because to me, I'm looking north right now. Whatever's forward is north.
Yes. It's always up. I just look up.
Yeah.
That's north.
Yep. Someone's like, which way are we going? I'm like, obviously we're going north. And guess what? South is that way.
Yeah.
Is it really? No. But that's just, that's what I believe. It's just sort of, so we'll pass on the kickers, even though I really want to lock in a kicker. But we're going to pass because we need to get Eric freaking Henry. We are locking him in. Lamar's back. It's going to stress the defense. And if you all love explosive run rate like I do, the Miami Dolphins have allowed the highest clip in the league of runs of 15 plus yards this season, 9.1%. Next closest is Dallas. So Derrick Henry is going to be the key, and he has to be stoked to get Lamar back.
Yeah, exactly. And the wind will be going behind him at 9 miles an hour, one way at least. And he's impervious to wind the other direction. So it really plays well for Derrick Henry.
Let me say it this way. They always talk about like Henry wants to get north-south. I think he just really needs to get west-northwest, and he's going to be crushing it for 2 quarters.
God, I think that we've unlocked the code to running backs. We're going to start our own little niche area, north by northwest, and we're just going to identify speedy or slow running backs and who's going to be the most benefited or the least benefited by wind gusts.
We're going to start getting into like splits, and you'll see like everyone's going to be like, what's Derrick Henry like man versus gap runs? And I'm going to be like, listen, he's in a smash spot this week because the way the stadium is oriented, when there's at least 5 mile an hour winds going west northwest, he averages 33.9 fantasy points per game. What's the sample size? Just 1 game.
Yeah, that's all you need.
Wins different everywhere. It's crazy.
Right. I'm using week 6 as my sample size for why I was buying Derrick Henry and sold going forward. He had a good week.
That's it. So now we got Tua, we got Henry, we got Achane, we got 2 spins left. Let's see if we can get any more from that core that we're really hoping for there. And at this point, I would probably lock in Malik Washington.
Yeah, I would too. Stack him with 2 at this point.
Oh, that's right. We'll just go in on the Dolphins, and then the last one, Mark Andrews and D. Eskridge. Well, D. Eskridge kind of screws it there. So that'll be the lineup there. Let's add a pick'em entry into this, Nate. Let's toss $1 down and see if we can multiply anything. So of the players here, which ones are you most confident that go more than their projected total on the screen? We can't do lesses. It's more only. We're optimists here. That's what we're doing on FantasySpin. So which players do you think go more higher, exceed their projected total as shown on the screen?
I would say the comfortable with Henry.
Yep.
Confident level 5 on Henry.
Yep.
A confidence level of 4 on Achane.
Okay.
And then Tua and Washington. I feel like if I go Tua, in turn, it almost has to be Washington as well. I just can't see a path. And I mean, that's touchdown dependent. Let's be honest. As far as you ask me, I think that 9. Actually, no, it's not 9.4. I mean, you're talking
5 for 45.
Exactly. And that's more than doable. It's the Eskridge. I obviously know negative on that. Mark Andrews, I probably wouldn't take the over because I feel like it's going to be it's 100%, and this sounds so stupid to say 50-50. Of course, everything's 50-50, yes or no. But he's either going to get 17 or 3. And I think that's kind of the reason to be turned off.
Yep. Let's leave it at this. Let's say Tua, Henry, Malik Washington, and Devon Achane go over. Let's try to turn $1 into 10 right there. So we will confirm that entry, and that's going to be the lineup, and that's going to be all the info you need to know for Week 9. You came for the Henry and Achane talk, and you got 1 minute and 45 seconds of kicker weather talk and running back splits by weather, which is now going to be a new thing. So all you data providers that are out there listening, the PFFs, the fantasy points of the world, that's what the people are clamoring for. Fantasy points per game by wind and wind direction.
Yep.
That's it. You heard it here first. That's it. I can't even say anything more about it. So that'll be it. So Nate, why don't you let everyone know where they can find you and all of your writing here this fantasy football season?
Yeah, you can find me over at fantasyandframes.com, obviously over at X at Nate Marcum. You can find Colby and I on our new website, northbynorthwest.com, where we break down, as Colby alluded to, nothing but only specific. It's running back only. We will not talk kickers and weather. It is directly running back related, Thursday night football only. So one night a week, you can tune in. We should be the most talked about niche program ever.
I couldn't agree more myself. So once again, over on X at Nate Mark, and you find me over on X at Colby R. Conway. And if you want to spin to win and experience the most exciting way to play daily fantasy sports, this fantasy football or basketball or hockey or even the remaining days of baseball, make sure you head over to the Google Play or the Apple App Store, download the Fantasy Spin app today, and we will see you on the leaderboard. What's up, y'all? Hope you enjoyed the content. For the avoidance of doubt, please note that I, Colby Conway, am a DFS player entering these contests under the username Colby Conway. The strategies and recommendations in this video do not necessarily reflect the views of Fantasy Spin. Please play responsibly and visit fantasyspin.com/responsible gaming to take advantage of Fantasy Spin's responsible gaming resources.